What in the world did we just witness? Standing with Texas, Save America, Bald Eagle, convoy people? What in the world was that? First, you leave the house. Evidently, all of you just broke as you can be. Not a dime in your pocket because y'all Venmo'd your way down there. You're on the interwebs begging people for money the whole time. One chick couldn't even make it all the way. She had to pull off the side of the road because all 4 tires were bald. Who jumps in a vehicle to go on a 4,000-mile road trip with 4 bald tires? So she had to sit there on the side of the road and beg people on the interwebs for money so she can get tires. Don't y'all ever listen to your mamas when you leave the house when she says, make good choices? Apparently not. So you couldn't even make it all the way down there without letting some liberal trolls in there in your Discord server screwing up your route and your directions, so you turned your glorified convoy into just random traffic patterns, y'all. So you finally do make it to Texas. I'm all amped up to see this big invasion down there at the border. Do you go to the border? Oh, no. You go to a ranch and you pray with cows. What kind of sense did that make? I was a little ticked off about it, and then I realized, wait a minute, Joe Biden dispatched those B-1 bombers. Maybe y'all looked up and saw them and thought they was coming for y'all, and that's a good time to pray right there. But turns out they weren't coming for y'all this time. So eventually you did start making your way down to the border, towards it, then you had to stop off in Uvalde. Of course, right there where a bunch of people's children lost their lives because we feel like that we have to have weapons of war and high-capacity magazines for some reason, patriots. And then you drove around there, blaring your horns and your music, flying your flags, including your F. Joe Biden flag. Just being straight-up assholes, right? So you had to do that, and then you finally headed down towards the border there. And with cameras in hand, you proudly showed the whole world there's no invasion, not even anything remotely close to an invasion, and there never was. And this was all political theater to try to get Trump reelected. That's what you showed everybody. So I guess we won't be talking about that invasion or that border for the rest of the year, will we, patriots? But you wouldn't think it could get any worse from there. But, Sarah Palin shows up out of nowhere in Texas. Now, what in the world's Sarah Palin doing in Texas, y'all? Shouldn't she be up there in Alaska, worried about her own border, looking out her kitchen window, making sure the Russians aren't invading? You know what I mean? Nope, there she is in Texas. So what's the next natural progression from that? Of course, you pull out cattle troughs, fill them up with water, and start baptizing each other in the name of Trump. Lordy. And no, not the big bloated orange kind. No. I mean, y'all started off with like a Storm the Capitol, Jan 6 vibe mixed with a Storm Area 51 vibe. And then somehow that got turned into a Heaven's Gate / Branch Davidian vibe minus the cool ending. I mean, this whole thing stunk to high heaven, y'all. I mean, if I could associate a smell with it, it'd be like a combination of probably like filthy, nasty socks with like an ample amount of toe jam, some body odor, some morning breath, with like a 1968 old mildewed up, musky, single wide trailer with a cockroach infestation and like Parmesan cheese, something like that. Just knock a buzzard right off a shit wagon kind of smell. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, y'all, what y'all need to do is just load up in whatever vehicles you got left running there, okay? And Venmo your little asses back home. Sit there and think about what you did for a while, okay? Think about it. Get some training or something before you go out and embark on something like that. Shoot, you could get a couple of liberals together, jump up on the face spaces and just say, hey, we're going to plan an event. We're going out to the middle of the desert to go erect a 60-foot wooden stick figure of Donald Trump just to set his big, ugly orange ass on fire. Next thing you know, you got 80,000 screaming liberals, about a dozen rock bands, everybody loaded down with food and snacks and beverages and firewood and camping gear and other stuff. And they're going to just descend on some empty part of the desert someplace and sit there and party their asses off for the next 2 weeks straight. They could pull that off. and they would all get there on time. So, go home. Think about what you did for a while, okay? Stay home, all right? Don't do that again. You're embarrassing America. Inmate Trump, 2024.